Oh no, it's already started. The
And it's begun.
My ambition was, I'm going to be a journalist. I'm going to sort of work for a newspaper and I'm going to do this and I'm going to be Lois Lane. The exciting thing about marketing is you can pretty much take it in any direction you want to take it. I'm going to do something I said I wasn't going to do. I'm going to mention the C word.
Oh no.
COVID.
Oh no.
So it all started there. Honestly, it is just spending time with family, reading whenever I can, because honestly, I'm just such a bookworm and I'm such a nerd. Back when I was on maternity leave in 2021, I managed to read 70 books in 1 year.
Hello, Seasonal Discussions is back. I'm still here. Sorry, as always, that intro's getting shorter and shorter every time. But it's basically a sorry, they're stuck with me chatting away, talking nonsense again. But as always, we have cooler guests than we do hosts. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to click subscribe down below. It's free for you to do so, and it supports not only us, but cool places like Heyday as well. We are joined by Hannah Adams. Hello.
Hello, or hey, should I say?
Hey, how's your
Way
day?
more on brand. Oh no, it's already started. The
And
cringe is
it's
sunk in.
begun. As if the cringe and puns weren't enough with me on a regular basis, now they get a marketing pun guru.
It's a double whammy today.
How are you, for starters? Because it's quite early in the morning for like recording of these. Normally,
Right, I'm caffeinated. I'm ready.
You're well stocked.
I'm ready to go now.
So we met here like, let's be honest, 40 minutes ago. We're both a coffee deep. How many coffees are you normally on by this point of the day?
At least 2. I've actually gotten a lot better. I was a lot worse a few years ago. Like I would have like 5 coffees, but then I got a lovely Nespresso machine and I just can't afford to be keeping myself in those lovely Nespresso pods, if I'm totally honest. It's an expensive habit. So I'm down to 2 coffees a day. So I'll have that one and then
That'll keep you going.
hopefully one more. But
I've had to switch to like decaf after a certain point of the day because I can't just stop drinking coffee. It's the flavour, the taste keeps me going. It reminds my brain you're supposed to be awake right now.
yeah.
But if I
think
kept the actual caffeine going, I'd be
I'm
done.
now getting to the point where if I have a coffee after 3 o'clock, though, I can't sleep.
No.
That's just age, I think. It's just one of those lovely things, along with like back pain and grey hairs that we keep on discovering.
Don't. Just watching these videos back, I keep seeing my own chin going, just shave it off, just commit to it and get rid of it.
Well, I noticed you're just sitting like this, like, oh, just cover it today.
I'll sit like this for a little bit. Everyone's like, oh, you seem very contemplative. Yes, I'm contemplating shaving my beard. That's the only contemplating that's going on over here.
Yeah, see, for me, I would have to, wear a hat, wear sunglasses, just hide my face, balaclava.
Loads of places that seem to have a lot of people gathering wearing balaclavas these days, but we'll skip past that. Let's move past that one. No one wants to get into that. So you are an independent marketing agency, company, Heyday as a whole. You've been doing marketing for what, like 10 plus years now?
Yeah, so I think I had my first role in marketing back in 2012, I want to say. So it's been 13 years that I've been officially in marketing, but studying marketing since 2010, basically. So I'm a veteran now, I feel, with social content and channels.
So you went through NESCOL originally.
Yeah,
was it
so
2 years at NESCOL?
It was the 2+2, which I think they probably still have. So 2 years at NESCOL, 2 years at RGU, various work placements in between. Then just thrown into the world of marketing for many different brands, health and well-being, education, third sector, festivals, events. I've pretty much done it all.
Yeah, been all over the place doing everything.
Everything, yeah.
I don't know, see, the 2+2 thing at NESCOL and RGU doesn't seem to be as prevalent now as it used to be. I did the same. I went to college originally 13 years ago, 12 years ago, however long it was, and 2+2 was a huge thing. But having just come out of doing college again this year, it doesn't seem to be as big a push. Do you think uni's like losing its importance for sort of society now? It doesn't seem to be as many people going to university as there was before.
Me personally, if I was looking at hiring somebody else to work for Heyday, I don't really think degree is that important. I think it's more about your experience, your creativity, and your kind of drive. There are so many other ways that you can show that you're creative these days. So it maybe is losing its importance a bit. But with the 2+2 degree, I would say that for me, it was the right experience to go through because it was so practical and hands-on. And when I first went to college, my ambition was, I'm going to be a journalist. I'm going to sort of work for a newspaper and I'm going to do this. And I'm going to be Lois Lane. And this is exactly how I'm going to roll. No, it didn't end up like that at all. It showed me so many different ways that you can sort of be in the creative industries and tell people stories that actually, when I had a first taste of journalism, I went, this is maybe not for me. I don't really think I want to do this, which is how I found myself in marketing and doing Everything.
Doing all of the things. I think it's one of those, a lot of people go into the creative industries with a very specific idea of, I want to do this, like I want to do journalism, or I want to make films, or I want to be on the radio, I want to do this. But the creative industries is so all-encompassing that you can literally start off with one thing before you know it, you've spawned off into a multitude of different paths. What drew you towards the marketing side of things then?
I mean, I think it was the variety. So while I was always very much like, I just want to write. That's all I want to do. I just want to write. But when I realised I could write and do a lot of other things as well, sort of connect with people on a different kind of level and, you know, create content in a new way and do it on all these different platforms, that kind of drew me. I'm somebody who, I guess, gets bored very easily, which I've learned in my career as I've been, you know, in a job for a couple of years, and then I go, okay, well, this is kind of more of the same, and the company is not really wanting to do anything different, so let's move on to something else. So it's always been looking at what's next and sort of like, how can I be creative in this kind of new way? So yeah, that's kind of where I fell into marketing in that way. But yeah, it was also sort of, I worked on the press desk at Glasgow Film Festival. That was my very first kind of taste of marketing. And it was that variety there and being around so many creative people and so many, you know, filmmakers and people who were doing something a bit different kind of drew me to just thinking, well, actually, I don't have to be pigeonholed. I don't have to just do journalism. I don't have to write for a newspaper. It could be so much more. And it absolutely has been. Yeah,
I think there's so much, like people hear marketing and they seem to have, it might be a different vision for individuals, but they hear marketing and just think one specific thing. So they might think, this person's marketing, they'll come up with a flyer for me, they'll come up with a poster for this. But marketing's, like we've spoke to a couple of different marketing individuals, and it does seem to be that just so much more involved than people actually realise. So if someone had come to you with an idea for a marketing thing, do you have like a set time scale? Is there a time process where you go, it's going to take us this long to put something together for an individual? Or is it all down to your own sort of creativity as a team going, no, this could take us a while?
Yeah, I suppose we take it on a kind of project by project basis. With a lot of our clients, we kind of start with the strategy first. And what we call Heyday is an audience first marketing agency. So everything revolves around the people at the heart of your products, your services, and what you do. So we always start there and sort of build out from there. And it kind of depends on exactly what you're looking to achieve. If it's sort of a time scaled marketing campaign, then it's slightly different to something like building a full scale marketing strategy for, say, the whole business for a whole year. So it kind of depends on what you're looking to achieve. But the exciting thing about marketing is you can pretty much take it in any direction you want to take it, which is probably one of the reasons that I've stuck with it for so long. I've had a lot of different like irons in the fire over the years. Sort of, I've done makeup artistry, I've done jewellery making, I've done loads of different sort of ad hoc things. It's the thing of being a magpie and just being drawn to all these different creative pursuits. Pretty much. But I think that's the exciting thing with your own business and with marketing. You can take it in any direction you want, which is also what makes me feel better about growing my own business with Heyday, because I'm like, I could change it tomorrow if I want to. I'm not going to, because I quite like what I do, but it's like you can do whatever you want to do and take it in any direction.
So was that kind of the catalyst then for you starting Heyday? Was it you'd been through so many different paths with different businesses and thinking, now you know something, maybe I just want to do something myself and have a bit more control?
I'm going to do something I said I wasn't going to do. I'm going to mention the C word.
Oh no.
COVID.
Oh no.
So it all started there really for me. And I think a lot of people had this kind of epiphany during COVID as well of, you know, I'm actually not happy with the way things are either in life or in your career, and you kind of think, well, what can I do to change things? And it's like I'd been working for a wonderful charity for 4 years at that point, and I just kind of thought, well, I had a young family at home as well. I was like, they need someone who can be a bit more kind of hands-on, a bit more full-time, and I would love to go and do my own thing and sort of work with many different people on kind of a freelance basis. And I'd been doing bits and pieces of that before for friends who had their own businesses and for my husband's business, and I thought, I just want to work with these small business owners who have sort of a creative vision and just help them get their businesses off the ground and market in a way that feels authentic to them. Because I think when, you know, and I get like reactions when people hear that you're in marketing, and like particularly if I was in-house in marketing, they'd be like, oh my God, here she comes again. Here she comes with like the content. She's going to make us do a dance. She's going to make us do this. Oh my God, like, just run away from her. And that would be the kind of the vibe I would get from people anytime I was in-house. But you know, working with businesses who are coming to you, they're open to doing something a bit different. They're open to being creative, and they want to share what their vision is for their business with the world, basically in a way that means something to them, means something to their audience. So that's kind of where it all came about. So yeah, I'm not going to mention the C word again, though, I promise. That's it.
It's done. It's came out once. It comes out like once an episode.
The problem is it's part of our origin story. So I'm just like, when everyone's like, you know, how did you start? I'm like, oh God, I have to say it.
It's like, I always say, it's like watching Uncle Ben die in a Spider-Man film. It's literally, it's there for everyone. It's the same thing that happened and caused a catalyst for everything to happen.
It's a canon event. It has to. Yeah.
It's literally, it's now written into history. Yeah. It can't go anywhere else. One question I haven't asked other marketing folks, and I keep meaning to do it and I forget to do it. Is it easier for you to come up with a plan to market or create a marketing strategy for another business than it is for you to market your own business?
Yes. Yes, 100% without kind of hesitation. And it's easier to find time, obviously, to market for clients and other businesses and share ideas with other people than it is for us to sit down and find time. Like, please do not look at our social channels right now, because we have not posted like all summer.
Totally wasn't sitting scrolling through all the Instagram feed
earlier. It has been insane this summer, which is great in a way, but also it's like, this is making us look really bad. Please don't look at it. However, we did get a shiny new website, which we've invested a lot of time and effort into, like earlier this year. So like, you can look at that, go on the website. It's great.
Bright and pretty. It is, you know something, it's one of those, it's different in the best way possible. The colours are bright, but not, there's so many people go with really bright colours, and before you know it, you've got a migraine after staring at the page for 2 minutes. There's a nice blend of links to other content that you've done, testimonial stuff from other businesses that you've worked with. Totally wasn't sitting browsing all this earlier on. There's your blog posts that you put up regularly, as well as the newsletter, which we'll get to just shortly, because I totally signed up for that. There's a nice little bit, and the meet the team part was one that got me, because there's only you and one other that's in this. So tell us a little bit more about that. How did that little team come about? How did you add another individual into it?
Well, do you know something that happened with like the way a lot of things with Heyday seemed to? It was very organic. So I wasn't actually looking to expand the team. I was at the point sort of 6 months into the business where I was kind of finding my feet a little bit, and I was like, okay, well, we've got a few clients now. I can sort of like keep things ticking over. I can pay the bills. I can like, you know, have time to work on the development side of things. And Serena actually came to me, and she was looking for, she worked sort of at the Apple store. She was always really interested in marketing. She'd just come out of doing a degree at Nescall. And she was looking for, you know, experience in marketing. And I was friends with her sister, and like we kind of got speaking about it. And I was like, well, let's do it on a kind of trial basis, and like we can see how you get on. And she was just so helpful, and she was so creative. And again, it's not that she had sort of a specific degree in like marketing or communications. It was actually more on the sort of graphics and design side of things. But you know, she's just such a sponge, which sounds terrible if you say, oh, they're such a sponger, but no, a sponge for like knowledge, creativity. And she always brings the most creative ideas and things. So after sort of like 6 weeks, I think, of working together, we've just never looked back, and we've sort of increased the amount that she works with us and works with clients and things. And you know, she's just such a valuable part of the team.
It seems to have helped the business grow as well, because I noticed she was posting online like weeks ago about the business is now taking on more clients again. Yeah. So is it progressing at the rate you kind of expected it to, or is it kind of taking off a little bit more than you thought? Hang on a minute, I'm going to have to do a bit more here. Yeah, it's I keep these diaries from like back when I first launched Heyday, and it's like, you know, my task list for the week. And I look at the task list back nearly 3 years ago when we were starting, and it was like, do my own social content, do outreach, do this, and now I don't even have time to fill in the task list. It's like, I've got this lovely like pink diary, and I'm like, I want to fill you in. You're just there now. You're a sign of what I want to do.
It's all just digital lists that exist everywhere for us now. Like, we can't be like writing everything down in duplicate. So yeah, it's taken off like really well. And sometimes I get a feeling of, oh my God, like this is overwhelming. Like we've taken on too much. We're doing too much. But then I look back at those diaries and I'm like, but it's good though, because it shows growth, and you know, we're sort of ready for that next stage now. Yeah,
that's the good thing about
that may be.
Well, that's the good thing, is having that stuff, like you say about everything's digital now, and there's no need for or it's not as easy to just keep handwritten stuff and transfer it over. I am so old fashioned when it comes to that if it wasn't for Zara, I would miss 90% of the things that I'm meant to do for the business, because I've got 1, 2, 3 notebooks in here, 2 notebooks at home, and I write things down in the notebook when it comes to me. But then I forget that that's not in the notebook when I go to the other place. Yeah. and I lose track of everything that's going on with it all written down.
Yeah.
Digital is such a big deal for keeping track. It's all just like one shared calendar between you all now that's just kind of...
Pretty much, but for me, sort of like day-to-day tasks, I have this app downloaded on my screen called, it's like Simple Ant Notes.
Okay.
It's literally post-it notes that exist on your screen. So it still feels like
So
a handwritten vibe. But it's like just post-it notes on the corner of your screen that I update sort of like when I get new tasks in, and like we keep each other posted on, like we've got our Trello board and things, which you know couldn't be doing without now. So it's good in that kind of way. But yeah, the notebooks are just collecting dust every year. Going to TK Maxx, buy a notebook, it sits, and then I buy a new one the next year, and it just piles up.
Yeah. See, from working in social care before doing some of this, I was used to big A4 diary that sits on desk and everyone must come in and check diary in morning. So when we started this place, I went, must have big A4 diary. That is business. Business is diary. We've never bought it, and it's probably a good thing, because if we had, it would just be sitting gathering dust and doing nothing with it. It's like, it's only me who comes in here and Zara occasionally. Why do I need a diary for myself? Surely I can remember what I've done.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I've done or what I'm doing. Well, listen, that's the business itself. Heyday it's unique, but let's get into a bit more about you, because we always talk about people connect with people. The reason that I wanted to get you onto this is because I saw one of your posts online and instantly went, there's a human being that's worth chatting to. You've mentioned you've got a young family at home. We spoke before this. You've not long moved into what hopefully is the final home.
Fingers crossed.
Despite a few more that came before it. What's life like for you outside of Heyday? What do you do to like try and relax for yourself? Do you have time to do any of that?
What is relaxing? No, so I do kind of try and keep a bit more of a work-life balance. Which was the whole point of sort of starting Heyday in the first place, and sort of like seeing my young family grow up and things. Honestly, it is just spending time with family. Yeah. Reading whenever I can, because honestly, I'm just such a bookworm and I'm such a nerd that I just like to read and watch movies in my kind of downtime. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of what I do. Have
you got a genre that you stick to?
It's fantasy, it's fiction. I like quite dark stuff. Yeah. So I'm not like that in real life though. It's really weird. Like I like really like dark, gothic, depressing stuff to read, but I'm just not like that in real life. But obviously it's like a need I have. Yeah,
I'm stuck into the romantic-y stuff just now. Oh yeah, the darker versions. Yeah. I found an author recently, MJ Laurie. Oh, okay. I found a year or so ago. I'm very much post-apocalyptic. The world has ended. How's humanity doing?
Have a guide for what to do when that happens.
Too much zombie stuff when I was younger. Zombies, vampires, werewolves, all that kind of weird fantasy stuff. I think it's nice to just have that disconnect of this isn't happening in real life right now, as bad as it might feel. Yeah. I am now in my 40s finally realising what it's like to get lost in just a weird fantasy story. It's nice to have that little disconnect. Do you have like a set time that you tend to read, or is it just
It's normally just sort of in the evenings when the kids have gone to bed, yes. And then sort of if I get time at weekends when they're at their clubs and things like that. Like I just finished a book at the weekend, which I like started on, I think Saturday night, and then I finished by Sunday night. And I was like, it's very rare for me to be able to do that now. Back when I was on maternity leave in 2021, I managed to read 70 books in 1 year, which is not a lot for like some people, but I was just like, I hadn't picked up a book for years and then just read 70 in 1 year.
That's mad.
Became a bit of an obsession, actually.
that's some rate. You say it might not be a lot for some people. That's still some rate of books to get through. What's that? The 5-6 a month?
Yeah.
6 books in a month.
It's nothing like that now.
Even like I read relative. I say I read. I'm quite bad for skim reading, and I've heard this from a lot of creative folks as well. Is we don't. If I'm reading a line at the top of the page, my brain and my eyes are already 6 lines down. Yeah. And then I have to go back and read it. So I have to read the same page like 3 times before I can move on to the next page. So I don't get through the books as quickly as I'd like to. If I could get anywhere near 70 books in a year, I'd be quite a happy individual, if I'm brutally honest. Jesus. I can't imagine. You must, do you retain all the information from a book, or you find you have to go back and read the same book?
I think I would probably have to go back through my Goodreads to remind myself what I've actually read. But then I love a physical book, because it's like, it's like my kind of trophy collection. So it's like after I've read a book that is downstairs in my living room, I will put it up into the home office on the bookshelves, and I'm like, oh, look at how much I've read. Look at all those.
Well, you said you were on, I came beforehand, you were on like Book Talk for a while as well.
We're we're not going to encourage people to look for that digital footprint. I still have it, and I would very much like to get back into doing it because I loved it. It's such a fun community to be a part of.
Yeah.
But it was when I was in my sort of 70 books in a year, and it's like my TBR is insane still from just being on Book Talk for that time.
So what were you doing with it? Was it like reviews of books that you'd read? Or
Yeah,
was it
just being silly. Just being really silly on camera, really.
That's the best way to
Which
be,
was
though.
just so fun, and that's part of like what I like to bring to Heyday as well.
Yeah.
That kind of, don't be afraid of the cringe. It's really not gonna hurt.
You hope. So it's 2 kids. How long you been married for now?
11 years.
11 years.
Yeah, 11 years together for 14 years, I want to say.
Was it met through studying or?
No, we actually met at Slains Castle.
Oh, okay.
Just on a night out. It's part of my lore.
Yeah, I was going to say, from again the colour scheme of your brands, the business, and everything there, to reading dark books and meeting in Slains Castle.
Do you know what? I was a former emo goth kid.
Nah, it's never former.
You never let it go though, do you?
No, it's never former. It's current, just slightly hidden.
Yeah. So I think I bring elements of it with like the leopard print and.
Have you been into Slains Castle since I had the redesign?
No, I haven't. I don't think I can.
No.
It's too sad.
Painful. Absolutely painful. One of the guys I was at college with did a project on like where have all the goths gone, and it's just like trying to find out where they all hang out now that places like Slains don't have that identity. So it's just imagining finding groups of goths sitting in like graveyards nearby, just kind of like being, we don't know what to do with ourselves anymore.
Yeah, it's funny having been part of the fabric of Aberdeen for so long, because I remember when all the goths were on the St Nicholas Centre roof. It's not St Nicholas anymore either, though, is
no,
it?
It's
And
just
like when they
Bonnecord
were
now.
down at Union Terrace Garden and everything.
I miss those that are like sitting on top of the St Nicholas Centre, Bonnecord as it is now, when the baker used to be in the corner.
Oh, okay.
And there used to just be a nice little chill out bit and sit in the top and relax and just loads of it. Now it's a space that's never used anymore.
I know. We've got this nice little park up there, but we're very rarely like go up and over. We just go through.
Yeah, never. It used to be a great thing to do, to go up and over. And for so long they spoke about like connecting the 2 centres and having a bridge going from the top to one. And it's just the regeneration of Aberdeen City Centre. That's a whole different argument and a whole different debate to get into.
That's a whole other podcast.
It is. It's a whole different series that I think I need to start. My problem is, I don't know if you find this as well with the creative brain, there's so many ideas and you sit and go, I could do this, I could do that, I could do this, I could do that. And before you know it, you've spread yourself into like 20 different things and then none of them get started or none of them get finished.
Yeah. I've got so many, like I did like events and things like that in the city that I would love to sort of like bring to life. But it's like, no, we've got to focus on the things that pay the bills for now. And then we can maybe look at the creative pursuits when the kids are in school and that'll be fun.
Yeah.
But there's just so many things going on that in my brain.
How do you feel the creative industries are looking in Aberdeen just now? Because a lot of people think that, it's kind of fallen by the wayside. There was a cultural summit up at RGU recently where it was a lot of like filmmakers and stuff getting together and talking about like screen and creative in the Northeast. Seems to be on a bit of a resurgence just now. There seems to be a lot more creativity happening in the city centre than there used to be for the longest time.
I feel like there's a lot more visibility on a lot of the festivals and things now. So, we've got Sound coming up, Wayward Festival.
Yeah.
And I went to the Doors Open Day at the Belmont as well at the weekend.
Yeah.
The Big Belmont Bash. So it's like there's lots of different initiatives and creativity happening in these kind of little pods and things. It's just a way to kind of bring it all together and sort of make it, get it in front of the right people who are actually going to engage with the events and things. But I was really pleasantly surprised with the amount of people that were at the Big Belmont Bash.
Yeah.
Like, it was just buzzing in the city on, what was it, Saturday?
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, Saturday. It was really good.
There's loads that seems to happen, but just seems to be that lack of promotion for a lot of it.
Yeah, it's probably a lot to do with budget and things as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there's so
budget
many
and
things
resource.
that are priced out. I mean, the Belmont's a massive part of Aberdeen City Centre, not just the Belmont Cinema, but Belmont Street as a whole. It's like the most iconic, that and the old school Justice Mill Lane before everything got turned around and, Bud Bar that used to exist up there closed and everything else disappeared. There's so many iconic little parts, even McCombie's Court just underneath here, where it used to have the butchers in it, and it was a great little thoroughfare for people going from, sadly now closed, M&S onto Union Street.
Yeah.
I miss all those little spots.
Yeah, definitely. But it's really nice to go to places like Rosemount and things. At least that's still definitely booming, and I love spending sort of like a Sunday there, like going to like Cult of Coffee and then going to Somerville Books now, which is lovely, and sort of making my way back down and then just getting another coffee somewhere at another independent coffee shop, because that's just like a hobby at this point.
The coffee testing. Speaking of coffees, benefits, I don't know if you went to it when it was open before, Mount is reopening again soon.
That's where I got the cinnamon scrolls.
Have they
from.
reopened now already?
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Excellent, because I know I haven't had a chance to go down that side. I'm always on this side of Union Street instead. But obviously they had to close for a while with the flooding and stuff.
When I went in this morning, and they were all so lovely and so grateful to be open again. It was such a nice kind of atmosphere. I always like going into Mount. Sometimes we'll sort of meet in there to do a bit of co-working and things, and it's just nice to kind of get out. Like, we have a very creative office space back at Heyday anyway, with like our sort of like pink and green tiger print wallpaper office that's absolutely unhinged, and you can't sit in it for too long or you will get a migraine. But it's nice to go to different coffee shops and sort of get into a bit of community feeling.
Do you like to go into those little sort of local spots as well, not the chains, going into somewhere small where you can sit and, like, we tend to have once a week where we do our little business meetings, our little get-togethers, where we'll sit somewhere, we'll have a coffee, we'll find a new spot to go into and do stuff. Do you usually have a regular, we'll go out, we'll sit, we'll have a coffee, or is it just whenever clients are free?
Yeah, we sort of like, Serena and I will have sort of like regular content creation sessions like at the kind of home office, and then we'll sort of try and do like different bits and pieces across the city. So our typical haunts are Mount, Gaelic Lane, Cafe, and Cult of Coffee. So we've got like our kind of 3 places that we kind of go to, which all have very good coffee. Yeah,
we got taken to Books and Beans recently, which I haven't been to in so long, and I forgot how good the food was in there.
Yeah,
this is the downside.
Dangerous to remember.
I know, this is the downside I've got, is I think going to smaller places that just do like coffee and pastries or whatever is okay. Don't take me somewhere that has a full food menu, because no, it's a bad idea.
I know, it's like Aberdeen Restaurant Week as well. That's on just now, which I'm like, I was already at Mia More last week after seeing Book of Mormon, which was fantastic, by the way. And then we've got Wild Ginger this evening with some people I used to work with. So I'm fully prepared to be like rolling into next week.
Well, you've been to see Book of Mormon recently. You were also at a concert recently as well, I believe. Who were you down seeing?
I was seeing Chapel Roan, and she was amazing.
Took you a few days to recover after the travel for that one?
Yes.
Where was it, Glasgow?
No, it was Edinburgh. So it was at the Royal Highland Showgrounds.
Oh, yeah.
Which was an experience getting away from at the end, walking in sparkly pink cowboy boots. It's a total vibe, though. Total vibe. Like, just walking to the tram in like sparkly pink cowboy boots.
Did you stay down in Edinburgh for a couple of days? Or was
we just did an overnight sort of at like a Premier Inn kind of nearby, which was expensive enough as it was, since they doubled the prices.
What? Probably just for that. Yeah.
We went to see Macbeth last year at the Royal Highland Centre, and we stayed at a Holiday Inn Express. It was £89 for the night, and it was great. You could just walk to the theatre.
Yeah.
And then when we went to book the exact same hotel, exact same room, £250.
Jeez.
I was like, I will not pay £250 for something with Express in the title.
No, exactly. I was going to say Express does not warrant paying that kind of prices for. And do you try and get away to like little things like that, like little gigs and little events as often as you can?
Yeah, absolutely. Particularly sort of like when the Fringe and things is on. So I was down at the Fringe with my friend a few weeks ago as well, at the book festival down in Edinburgh. We went to see V.E. Schwab, who's a fantasy writer that I really like. So try and do as many sort of creative things as possible, because then it can bring sort of fresh ideas and things like that back to clients and to Aberdeen and things, which is nice to do. But yeah, love a show as well. Like, I can't resist a show. We were seeing Moulin Rouge in Edinburgh earlier this year as well, which was fantastic. Book of Mormon last week, and I'm going to see Book of Mormon again this weekend.
Oh, yeah. Enjoyed it so much going back within a week again.
Yeah, it was so good. We've got really, really cheap seats. It was only £17.50 for a balcony. So I was like, well, that seems like I'd be wasting money not
music
going.
Hall?
No, not music hall. The theatre.
His Majesty's.
HMT, yeah.
Oh, see, I keep wanting to get to more stuff. The last thing we went to was a drag show at Tivoli about 2 years ago.
Oh,
I think it was Queens.
Good.
Queens, was so good. Admittedly, it didn't help that they got so much smoke on their show, they actually set off the fire alarms. So we had to get evacuated out the building for about half an hour until we did everything back in. Came back from the halftime thing and they were just like, everyone has to leave. Sorry, we've had to evacuate the entire building. There's a lot of stuff that comes up to Aberdeen. Not enough people go to places like Lemon Tree, His Majesty's, Music Hall, for so many different little shows and gigs and events and stuff that are going on now.
Yeah, and there is so much happening. Like sort of the first sort of author event I went to was a couple of years ago at the Lemon Tree, and it was so good, so well organised. just need to actually keep an eye out and see what else is coming up.
Is it? Do you think it's a case of people just not attending these things, that we don't have more of them, or again, is it the promotion of how much actually goes on in Aberdeen?
I think it's a visibility thing. So I think that the people behind the festivals and things, they're definitely trying, and it's great to see, when things pop up. But if you don't know that it's happening, like, you're not going to get the sort of numbers that make it viable for the coming years and things like that. So that's why we would really love to work with more sort of cultural and arts organisations in Aberdeen to sort of help bring these things forward a little bit and sort of make them a bit more visible and accessible to people. Yeah,
there seems to be a lot happening with the Arts Centre recently as well. They've obviously had their board about saving the Arts Centre happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know Michael Silva, I think it was from Farsight on the board there, has been doing a lot with them. There just needs to be more done to help protect a lot of the cultural aspect of Aberdeen.
Yeah, I remember actually when it was the capital was closing down and being turned into offices, and that was back when I was in uni, and one of our sort of journalism tasks that we had to do was interview someone about something, but it couldn't be someone like in your family or somebody that you knew. So I interviewed Barney Crockett about the culture in Aberdeen and sort of like the decline of these big cultural institutions at the time. So I was well on my way to my Lois Lane dreams in that sense. And I wrote sort of like an article on the sort of decline of these cultural institutions. And at the time, I think we were experiencing a bit of an oil and an energy boom. So like the powers that be just were not interested.
Just didn't care.
Like, they were just not interested. They were sort of like getting the money in for other things.
Yeah.
And Aberdeen was so well known for being sort of like the oil capital of Europe, that it wasn't as important to them. But now it's kind of scraping it back a little bit, because we need to kind of have more than one egg in our basket here.
Well, especially if you look at, I know Offshore Europe's just happened recently. Everyone says, big success, great event. From what I've heard from a lot of people who were there, it wasn't as big an event as it has been in the past. There was a lot more space and a lot less stalls taken up than there had been before. And I think Aberdeen as a whole is shifting away much quicker than people realise from this. Offshore, I know like Wood's shareholder board are trying to convince them to just take on an offer for a purchase recently.
Yeah.
There's not as much stability and set in its ways nature within Aberdeen for all this now. I think it needs to start embracing its cultural history a bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like if there aren't sort of opportunities for the creative industries in Aberdeen, it's great to sort of create them. But otherwise, people who are sort of like coming out of uni or coming out of school and looking for, their next step and what they're wanting to do, if there aren't opportunities for them here, they're just going to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it's like we're losing so much creative talent that's sort of going out of the city, and we really want to be keeping it here so that we could have sort of like Aberdeen's own equivalent of like the Fringe or, like a big book festival or, a film festival and things like that. There are so many opportunities, and there are still so many good cultural institutions that are here but are like clinging on by their fingertips. Like, we really need to sort of pull together and save them a wee bit. Yeah,
Crow House were speaking about that quite a bit at that cultural summit. A lot of it was, we're doing our best to train up new filmmakers and videographers and doing this. It's like, but if we haven't got the means to retain them in Aberdeen, we're just training up the next generation of people who are going to leave the city and go elsewhere to find the opportunities.
Yeah.
They're going to go to Film City in Glasgow. They're going to go to, Manchester, Leeds, and these kind of places where everything is kind of set in its ways for creative stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, it's all well and good training up people and creating great individuals to do it, but if we can't keep them in the city, there's nothing to draw people back up here.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks a little bit. So you've mentioned, obviously, things like for yourself, adult-style things, to get out, go to shows, get out and about. As someone with a young family at home, how much do you think there is in Aberdeen for kids and families to get out and get to do? If you've got do you think there's enough things for young families to get out and do and enjoy together as a whole at weekends?
We're quite creative in our house in that we sort of make our own fun and find things to do, and sort of like when it comes to things that are happening in the city, like the Doors Open Day, like I'll make an effort to try and take them to different things and take them to like libraries and do different events and things like that. It can be quite expensive, I would say, sort of like taking them to different experiences and things. You've got your farm stop and you've got like your Den in the Glen and things like that, and it's like it's a lovely day out, but the costs can rack up quite a bit for like young families and things. But my kids are very resourceful. Like, they find fun.
I wonder where they get that from.
Yeah, not me.
She says, with bookcases full of trinkets and books and everything else to pass her time.
Yeah, or I'll just like throw a book at them.
Read.
Like, here, go read this.
Learn. Educate yourself.
I will
'Cause I'm
say
doing the same.
though, like my daughter said recently, because I buy her, like I obviously buy her a lot of books.
Yeah.
She was like, I bought her like a Percy Jackson book or something, because I'm like, this is like a gateway to like fantasy, and like this will be fine. And she was like, can you stop buying me books with like monsters and dragons and things in them? And I was like, what do you mean? And, like, there's a lot of like witchy books and things, and she was like, I don't like things like that. And she broke my heart a little bit, and I was like, oh, what do you mean? She was like, I want books about animals. So then I bought her a book about like, it was like a girl who runs a rescue zoo but can communicate with the animals. And she looked at the back and she went, no, that's still magic. I don't want that. I want just books about animals. And so she's now on to this series about like a girl who's learning how to ride a horse. And I'm like, so boring. Where are the dragons?
You're going to grow out of this. When does the horse grow wings?
I know, 'cause my husband was like, we really need to time when we show them Lord of the Rings, because if they don't like it, this could break apart the family.
The family is that. Are you going to start them off with just like the theatrical releases and then move into the director's cuts? So they've got.
Yeah, I think the director's cuts might be a bit long for them right now, but we're going to lock them in the house, lock them in the living room, and it's just going to be a whole day thing.
Just put it on at the start.
The Saturday we'll do the theatrical, and then we'll be like, okay, and now on the Sunday we'll do the whole.
You've had your time. I'd
Yeah.
give them a week in between, maybe. Get like the Saturday and be like, now digest that over the next 6 days.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll come to the director's ones, and then we'll have a review session on the
Yeah.
Sunday.
And then you'll get started on the books.
God, don't. Oh, I've still got one of my original copies of Lord of the Rings in the house, and every time I look at it, I might forget how thick that book was.
I still have Priory of the Orange Tree sitting on my bookshelf, because it's a massive book,
Yeah.
but for it being the first, I'm like, it doesn't even ease you in. Like, it's like you've got to read like 800 pages, and I'm like, oh no, I'll read it
Yeah.
next year. I'll read it next year, and like I'm really gearing myself up for it.
I just don't like having to spend so much time learning the history of every single tree branch in a particular thing. That's the only thing that gets me, is it does drag.
Yeah.
I'm like you. I like to give me the fantasy bit. Give me the weirdness. Give me the dragons. Give me the chaos.
Yeah.
Give me something weird that makes me then go, well, I'm going to keep reading this now. I'm going to stop. I'll have a book with a massive cliffhanger. It infuriates me,
Yeah.
but I also love it because I'm like, I know I'm going to buy the next one. I can't not
I've had
do
to make
it.
a deal with myself, like no more spending on new books. Like I can't buy the first in a new series this year. Like I
Yeah.
have to finish the ones that I'm on before I buy anything else. But I was looking at my bookshelf, and my friend was around looking at it, and she was like, that's the first in a series. So if you finish that one this year, you're going to have to then go and buy the next one. And I was like, well, I didn't know. I thought it was a standalone. So now that's just scuppered my plan. So I'm looking at all these books, and I'm like, well, I can't read that one yet. I can't read that one yet. And
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just never, the TBR is never going down.
I can't. So if I know that something is going to have more than one book in the series, I can't buy the first one and read the first one until the series is done, because I don't want to get to the end. Like I read the Game of Thrones books.
Yeah.
I got to the end of the 5th one and then went, now I know there's another one that's due to come out, and I'm just sitting. It's like when, binge watching series on TV and stuff now. Back in the days where we had to sit and watch and go, oh, well, I'll have to wait until next week for the next episode to come out. Can't do it now. Again, if a series comes out that I know I want to watch, but they're doing it as we're going to release one episode this week and one episode next, I have to
Yeah.
wait until the entire thing's out before I then sit down and watch
It's
the
like,
first episode.
Only Murders in the Building. They do that, with Steve Martin
Yeah.
and Selena Gomez, and I can't. I'm just like, I'm going to forget what's happened. I need to watch it. You need to give me it all to binge in one go.
Yes,
And like,
please.
I will retain the information.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes I need to get onto like ChatGPT and ask like, what happened in this what happened in this episode of this, and what happened in this, because I don't get you don't get a recap with books. It's like
Nope.
there's no previously on when you open a book.
First 20 pages is just a quick recap of what you've read before.
I know that
Maybe
would
they
be
start
great.
doing-
I would like that.
Maybe they'll start doing that, but I'm like you, I like a physical book. I do have a Kindle for reading for while I'm out and about and stuff, but I do like having a physical book. I think if they had with the Kindles, they're going to start bringing out like a quick video recap.
Yeah,
Just the
that
first
would be good.
first thing you swipe to on a Kindle is just a video you watch for a minute that reminds you everything that happened in the video before.
Yeah, because I'm on like number 4 in a series, and I'm just like, nah, like the last one came out 2 years ago. I don't know what I'm reading. Like
Yeah.
I'm completely lost.
My mum bought me a book for Christmas last year, And again, it was one of a series of 3. But I was like, she'll buy me the first one, I'll read it, and then she goes, I'll buy you the second one for your birthday, and then we'll keep it going. I'd finished reading the first book by like 3rd week of January.
Yeah.
My birthday's not until March. I was like, I can't wait till my birthday. I'm going to have to go and buy myself the other 2 books now in the rest of the series because I just can't sit and wait. Because I know, like you, I'm going to forget what's happened in that first book.
Yeah.
And
I also wonder if this is another aging thing, though. Like, if I were younger, would I be able to remember these things?
Would you care as much?
I'm like, is my brain now at capacity for things that I can retain?
Can't take in any more information. Brain has stocked full. I need to get down to Somerville Books and go and buy more. I think that's where most of my money's going nowadays, is just buying books. Like I used to play Warcraft on the PC. Stopped doing it because I'm like, I can't lose that much time. So instead now I just buy all the Warcraft books. And again, it's time that I'll never get back. Never regain.
Yeah.
God, it sucks.
Yeah, really I'm glad in that sense that I'm not a gamer, because I'm just like, that would just be another rabbit hole for me to fall down. Yeah.
Done. Yeah, I can feel it. I can feel it coming. The rabbit hole is slowly edging its way towards me, and I'm gonna get lost. I go through phases. I don't know if everyone does it. Of like, there's just I'm going to read this specific type of book, or I've been really drawn to go back and reading this book again at a specific time of year. So like gamers have what they class as their Minecraft phase. At some point over the 12 months of a year, you're going to go back and play Minecraft solidly for 2 months. It's going to happen. You can't help it. I find that with reading.
Okay.
Like it hits a certain point and I'm like a book will come into my mind and I go, well, I have to go back and read all 3 books again now. Read the series.
It makes sense. It's like as things change with the seasons. Books are definitely seasonal.
Yeah.
Like,
do you go back to like the same books quite regularly as well?
Yeah, I do. So like in the kind of as we're about to turn into sort of autumn, I will go back to like a kind of witchy, autumnal, cozy, kind of horror-y vibe.
Yeah.
Christmas. What is it, Christmas? Fantasy at Christmas. I don't know why. I think it's probably because when I grew up, like at Christmas time, that's when all the fantasy things were released in like cinemas and stuff, I guess. Summer is definitely like a romance kind of vibe. Like it's just like a nice cozy thing to do in the summer.
Sitting under a tree.
Yeah. Spring
blanket.
is like when all the depressing stuff. I think it's like the January blues hits me and I'm like, okay, now I need to read something really depressing.
Need to fit.
Let's make this feeling worse.
Let's just pile it on top and keep things getting worse and worse while it goes. It's like we read books to escape. Nope. I'm reading books to just...
Because then you read it and you go, oh, well, it's not that bad, is it?
It's like, I suppose they died in this book. I'm still here. Could have been worse, I suppose. What have you got? What's lined up for you for the rest of this year then? What's coming? I don't believe in like going, oh, what's your next 5-year plan or your 10-year plan?
Yeah.
So what's happening for the rest of this year?
Like
You've got a lot happening.
It's like I can't look ahead to the next 5 years. So the next quarter, we've got quite a few new clients and new campaigns and things on board in, which is sort of accounting for all the kind of work stuff. And I'm going to mention the other C word. We've been planning all the Christmas content as well now already. So we're already looking ahead to sort of Christmas and like January and New Year. I always feel like if you're in marketing, you never really get a true experience of like Christmas and like the seasons, because you're always kind of thinking like a quarter ahead. So yeah, we're right into Christmas just now with all the sort of content and campaigns planning. And yeah, straight into January after that. Yeah. So
see, I can't. I think that's something that maybe, again, a lot of people don't realise is, they sit and go on about, oh, the shops are bringing out the Christmas stuff already. It's not just shops putting out their stuff. There's a lot behind the scenes for businesses and companies planning towards Christmas.
Yeah.
I haven't even thought about it. My mother's been messaging me for the last 2 months going, so I'm going to be sending up your Christmas stuff shortly.
Jeez. So organised.
Sorry? She's upset. She's got a Christmas village in her living room that never comes down, stays there all year round. Do you plan as far ahead in your own life as you do in the business side of things? So let's say you're looking at Christmas for that. Is there any aspect of you at home going, you start thinking about the Christmas for the kids, start doing this, start doing that?
I used to be really good at sort of planning ahead, but now, like these last few years, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It tends to be sort of end of November, December by the time I've even started like Christmas shopping and things, which is upsetting for me, because I'm just like, oh, I would love to just get it all out of the way before the end of November and then just be able to like enjoy the December Christmas season.
Enjoy the season where everyone else is going out and doing the same thing we did with tall ships, going down to the Christmas village and spending £10 on a burger or spending someone else.
Yeah. We do tend to have quite a busy like sort of family time over Christmas. We tend to have like something booked in every week, which is like, whether it's like visiting Santa, going to the Panto, like Panto is like a staple in our house now. or, you know, doing sort of like a Christmas village type visit. We've always got something booked in. So it's like I kind of have to be a bit more organised, but it tends to be that I'm not that organised and I end up doing all the Christmas shopping at like midnight on my phone, like in bed.
It's easy to do though. This is the thing, like we say about high streets and stuff. The accessibility of shopping on your phone makes life so much easier and also so much more terrifying, because you do think, right, I need to go and get all the shopping done. Or I could just do it on my phone later on. I don't have to actually go into a shop and do anything now. But it leads to that procrastination of, I can do whatever I want now and just do this on my phone later on.
Yeah, I think it was actually the year one of Heyday. So Heyday's birthday is in like November. So like, we're coming up for our 3rd year. But after the first year of Heyday, where it was like manic and crazy and sort of still finding our footing and things, I had done the Christmas shopping really, really early. And I sat down, there was like it was 2 weeks before Christmas, sat down to do all the Christmas wrapping. And I'm looking and I went, there's not half the presents here that I bought. Where are all the other half? So I'm like messaging my husband. I'm like, did you take parcels in?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I didn't. And so I'm like scouring my house, looking everywhere, like the shed, the garage and everything. And I was like, I couldn't find anything. And I was like, half of the kids' Christmas presents are not here. I'm going to have to go out and like buy them. So I was on the phone to Smiths and I'm like, our order never showed up. And, I'm going to now have to go and like buy all this stuff. And they were like, oh, we're really sorry. It says it was delivered. And I'm like, well, it hasn't been delivered here. And like, I was adamant, it hasn't been delivered here. And went out, bought all the stuff, wrapped it all. And then after Christmas, went out to the garage and he'd hidden it so well. He had hidden it from himself and from me. And I was like, I was unwell the day that I had to go around Smiths and do like a mad shop around for all the things to replace them. So then we ended up with like double the presents. And I think we ended up sort of donating, because I messaged Smiths and like fessed up to my mistake, and they were like, I mean, we've kind of cleared it off now. Yeah. So like you can take it back if you want, but like just donate it. So I think we ended up donating it. But I was like, my God.
See, that's the downside of planning too far ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So like I won't advocate for that again. Or, like putting things somewhere and then not remembering where you
just having a definitive space. This is where we store things we've bought beforehand.
I know.
This is the box it goes in.
And it's like, I appreciate you wanting to hide it from the kids. It's like, but the kids don't have access to the outdoor garage. They've not got a key for it. Like, they're not going to see it.
You could just put it in the garage.
Yeah.
just put it in there. Don't put it in there and then somewhere else within there.
I know. It's like, let's really see if we can hide it from her.
Yeah. I've often found out when it comes to like hiding stuff from either my son or even from the dog. The dog's the worst because he will sniff out anything that is for him. Leaving it in the most obvious place is usually the safest, because they won't see it. They're so oblivious to everything as they walk around the house. I could put it in like the cupboard where all the food is, and chances are they won't see it.
Yeah.
Because they just won't notice what's going on, because they don't think that that's where it's going to be in the first place. Same as I'll just put some indiscreet boxes on top of the cupboards, and they're just like, well, he's the tall one, so whatever he's put up there is probably just something for him anyway, so they're not going to concern themselves about it. So I've just got to the point where I hide nothing. Yeah. Absolutely nothing gets hidden.
Well, yeah, because otherwise you're going to hide it from yourself.
Yeah, guaranteed I'm going to misplace it. If it's up high, then I know that I've put it there. Because, like, Dara's 5 foot something, my son's just under 6 foot. So I'm like, if I can reach it, they can't.
Yeah.
So if it's up there, I've put it there. It's clearly something that I need, or I have done something with, or will do something with in future. If it's up tall, guaranteed it's one of mine. Has to be. Ah, dear. The joys of hiding for Christmas.
I know.
I did have something else I was going to throw in, and my brain has now just completely drawn a blank. Don't know what it was.
Oh, wow.
Your personal approach to how you approach life. Think it relates across to how you approach your business side of things as well, and how the business runs?
I think so. I think a lot of the way that we approach the business is just thinking about, people will eye roll when they hear this, but it's like treating other people how you would want to be treated yourself, basically. Yeah. I've been in some pretty rubbish work situations over the years, as have we all. We've all had pretty terrible managers. I'm sure everybody can kind of relate, unless you are the terrible manager, in which case you can just get in the bin.
Speaking to you.
So yeah, I think our approach is pretty human. It's pretty sort of audience first in the kind of values and ethics that we carry through everything in the way that we operate. It all comes through sort of like the client experience. We had a really lovely bit of feedback from a new client just like last month that said, everything that you put together is so seamless and it's so you, which I think is a compliment, unless she meant it as like, I don't think she did actually, now reflecting on that. But she was like, it's been so seamless, and like the way that you speak to clients and like everything is just tied together so nicely,
Yeah.
and like it's such a seamless thing. And I was like, oh well, okay, well we've done a good job then. If she feels kind of taken care of, and she feels like it's been nice and it's kind of been friendly. So yeah, we kind of try and carry that through. We definitely didn't get into this to like make loads of money and try and, you know, like gouge people when it comes to marketing support. It definitely was part of, you know, identifying a gap in where we saw services being promoted to like big companies with kind of big budgets, and sort of smaller companies were kind of struggling to get off the ground. Because, you know, if you're an expert, if you're like a massage therapist, for example, you're not going to be an expert in marketing. So then how do you get a massage therapy business off the ground, or any other kind of business where you're providing services or products that isn't marketing? Like, you're not going to really know. It's all kind of trial and error. So it's kind of offering support to people at a more kind of affordable price scale as well.
Yeah. So I mentioned it earlier, I'm going to get to it now, the recent newsletter that started going out. You put it out every 6 months, or is it twice a year, or there or thereabouts?
It's every 2 weeks.
Is it every 2 weeks?
It's every 2 weeks, my God.
Which one is it that I just got? I'm sure that says, maybe I'm looking at a different one. I've signed up to so many different bloody newsletters lately. I'm confusing it with someone else's newsletter. Sorry, that's the one that comes out every 6 months. That wasn't your one?
No.
Yours is twice. Yes. How did that part of it come about? Because putting out newsletters is something that a lot of places tend to like not do now. They sit and go, oh, it's just kind of a thing.
It's something we've been meaning to do ever since we launched. So, you know, we've always said to clients sort of like the most kind of valuable data that you can have is your sort of email news list, because they're your most engaged audience. They are the most sort of valuable audience that you can kind of take with you no matter where you go. You know, this is not going to happen. It might happen if there's like an apocalypse like in one of your books. But your social media could disappear tomorrow. You know, Instagram could just sort of like fold and decide they're not going to be a business anymore. Meta could sort of like fold, that
disappear
kind of
altogether.
Exactly, which means if you've put all your eggs in one basket, which I have now said that twice in this podcast, it's going to disappear overnight, and that's your audience away with it as well. So the things that you can sort of invest a bit of time and effort into are like your website and your email marketing, and sort of creating a list of your most engaged clients, your most engaged audiences. So that's kind of where it came about. But also the Heyday Diaries, it's kind of like a bit of a behind the scenes as to what we do, what we get up to, sort of like the creativity behind sort of what we're doing as well. It also feels like it's a bit of a brain dump. So it's like people can just see what's going on inside my brain, which I'm just like, do you really want to peek in there? Like, but people do, and it's great. And we want to give sort of like add value stuff. Like we've got our 101 funky AF content ideas PDF that people can download from it as well. And we love seeing people, you know, implementing the ideas that we've given them as content prompts. So it's kind of come about in that kind of way, sort of taking our own advice finally after almost 3 years in business. Like we've finally managed to get it kind of off the ground. But it's one of those kind of development pieces where we're looking at Heyday as building a bit of a small business community and a bit more of a kind of creative community rather than just here's marketing advice. It's kind of the next phase of Heyday, if you will.
Yeah. It's a nice, I mean, I downloaded the freebies PDF earlier on this morning. It's now in our company drive for all two of us to see, because you know I need to have a drive for everyone in the company to see these things. It's me and Zara, we both have access to the same things. How can people sign up to it? How can they get involved with accessing your Heyday Diaries?
You can subscribe to the Heyday Diaries there's a link on our website, sort of, it says say goodbye to boring at the bottom. Like, we will take any opportunity to like brand something up or make something a bit funky. So there's a little button on our website that says say goodbye to boring. If you click on that, you can subscribe there, or you can visit us on Instagram, and we've got a link in our bio where you can subscribe there as well.
It's a little pink button in the bottom right hand corner of the website, because again, even after downloading it from having signed up to it and getting it through the link, I still saw the button in the bottom right corner of the website as I went onto it as well.
We'll take absolutely any opportunity to sort of make a bit of like copy or make an experience a bit funky and a bit different. Like I wrote a LinkedIn post about this, but even our unsubscribes on our newsletters always say something a little bit different. So it's like, oh, you want to leave us now? It's like, oh, well, you signed up for this. Like, go on then, go and unsubscribe. So
I guess I saw one that was just like, did you mean to do this? Or like, there was something along the lines, just something random, and I went, that's so much better than just saying, click here to unsubscribe if you don't want any more information. Yeah,
because it's like, why would you not take the opportunity to make something a bit more like engaging and whimsical and fun?
I think it's what you guys do at Heyday is a great change to just that standard aspect of marketing, that standard approach. It feels more authentic, it feels more real, and it feels more relatable for a lot of businesses, especially smaller businesses. You know, if you're targeting the bigger brands or the bigger companies or whatever, then fair enough, corporate is the way to go. But there's a lot of that out there already.
Yeah.
And I think what you do stands out as unique and independent, and it's a testament to you as well as Serena being involved, because there's obviously that personality that shines through in everything that you put out. So yeah,
Thank you, that's very nice to hear.
yeah, there's a personality to it, and I think you are the epitome of, again, as we said at the start, people connecting with people. Your brand is you. You are your business is you are your brand, and it fits, and everything seems to work quite well together. And there's no, from just reading stuff online about Heyday and from meeting you in person, it's very clear to see there's no falseness. There's nothing's put on the website. It's not a, hey, look at this, we've created this thing, where you're nothing like that.
Yeah.
It is very much, to me anyway, it comes across as this is you, and you've put you on paper for everyone to see.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be exhausting if you did put on a persona for your work? Like, you having to perform every day, even like if you were in the theatre, fine. Absolutely
Yeah, fair
fine.
enough.
But
that's what
yeah,
you're there
if you
for.
had to sort of like perform every day, it's much more, like you say, it's much more authentic to just be you and be yourself and sort of have your values carry through everything that you do, because otherwise it's just...
It must be
it's
someone you
just
found
knackering.
is a bit easier doing that as a business as opposed to doing it for a company where you maybe feel like you have to put on that company's face. You have to be what that company wants their marketing people to be like, as opposed to just being you.
Yeah, exactly. I've had a few debates with people about, you know, what it means to be unprofessional. You know, people who won't hire people with like tattoos, piercings, that kind of thing, which just endless eye rolls from me on.
Yeah.
It's like, how does that affect anyone's ability to do anything?
Yeah.
It doesn't.
It's one of the reasons we stand out when we go up to like some of these networking meetings, you know, and everyone's there in their suits and well dressed, and we rock up. I've usually got random coloured hair. Zara's got bright blue hair now. It was green for a while. Covered in tattoos top to bottom from her. And it's just like, people remember it.
Yeah.
In a good way. You know, people don't necessarily look at you and go, oh, that person's covered in tattoos or has weird coloured hair. It's like, oh, cool.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good conversation starter as well, isn't it?
Yep, and there's the
Shows a
people
bit
you
of
connect
personality.
to. If they see that and they like it, it's a connection, it's a starting point, it's a conversation builder.
And the thing is, I've had feedback where it's like, you know, even when we first launched and we had like the pink branding and it was pink, black and white at the time, and I had someone say, oh well, pink, that's gonna put off a lot of men from working with you, and that hasn't been my experience at all. I'm like, well, it's not going to put off the right kind of men, is it?
Exactly.
Like, if you're intimidated or upset by a colour, then I don't really think we're the brand for you.
Yeah.
If you're intimidated by, you know, a bit of fun and whimsy and, you know, creativity, then you should be looking elsewhere, I'm afraid.
Yeah, Gary.
Yeah, Gary.
Never met Gary, and I've got such a deep hatred of this man already. Never met him, and I'm already like, Gary, what are you doing? Right, before we wrap things up, where can people find more about Heyday? Where can people sign up to it?
So people can find more about us on our website.
Yep.
So it's heydaydigitalagency.co.uk. We publish new blogs every couple of weeks on there. We've got the Heyday Diaries as well, which is our newsletter that you can subscribe to for brain dumps and you know, valuable marketing information in there, of course.
Yes.
But, you know, if you just want to brighten up your inbox a bit, the Heyday Diaries is what you have in your inbox. And then, of course, we're on Instagram at Heyday Digital Agency as well.
Perfect. And if you want to keep up with the chaos, you can find Hannah on LinkedIn and see some real insights.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about LinkedIn.
Corporate Facebook. As
Like,
everyone says.
if you want to see some feminist rants.
You know what? Everyone says about them being like, oh, it's feminism ranting and doing this. And I'm like, no, it's not ranting, it's venting. It's getting out the bullshit that, I'm the one swearing on this one, that's just occupying the professional space these days. I can only speak from my own experiences, but it sucks regardless. Yeah. Before we wrap things up for this last bit, then I have to ask you one question. Who would you like to see on an episode of Seasonal Discussions going forward?
So we've spoken a lot about the creative sectors.
Yep.
So I would say people who are behind, you know, the regeneration of like Belmont Street, the people who are behind Belmont Cinema sort of reopening. I'd love to hear them discuss, you know, what their plans are and things like that. People at the Lemon Tree, that would be fabulous as well. Or, you know, anyone in the kind of theatre musical space, and I will be tuning in.
Excellent.
I love it.
Well, there we go. So Aberdeen Performing Arts, Lemon Tree, His Majesty's. I'm going to rock it. We have a plan for one for the Belmont, which is currently in the works. So keep your eyes peeled on our LinkedIn and our Instagram and our TikTok and our YouTube and God knows where else we post content. I tend to just make the content and hand it over to Zara and be like, please post this.
And post.
Please post this to the relevant places that it needs to go to. I'll do the creative, I'll do the editing, but when it comes to posting on socials, I've got no idea. Hence why I sent her the link to the freebie thing that you had posted. I'm like, this will give you some idea of what we're doing when it comes to posting socials.
You'll have to send things. Like if you use any of the content prompts, you'll have to send them my way.
Oh, they will be. You'll be tagged as a contributor on the Instagram pages as they go to, same as they do for everything else. Hannah, thank you so much for coming in and chatting to us. It's nice to find out more about people, and I don't think Heyday's going to struggle with anything going forward, given that your passion for what you do is very, very evident and very clear. So thank you for everything that you do for the community in Aberdeen more than anything else as well. Yeah, it's nice to know you have a big thing for small businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of at the heart of everything that we do.
Yes, excellent. A reminder, if you're new to the channel, links are down below to find us on social media, as well as everything for Heyday Digital as well. Click subscribe. It's free to do so. It supports us. It supports other awesome humans in the city. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again in next week's episode.